Hi guys, it's me again, Kate from Soul Explorer Numerology. This is my second video. I promised you that I would start off my series of videos talking about the life paths. I'm not going to just talk about life path 1 on its own. There are 6 different types of life path, and I'm going to talk through the sub-lessons on the life path and how it makes all you life paths a little bit different. But that's a little summary to start. Okay, so where I'm going to start is, if I can get my laptop to work. Right, so for the life path 1, your chosen mission, the contract that you chose with your spirit guide before you incarnated, you said that you had issues around and difficulties around creativity, uniqueness, and confidence and self-esteem. So that's why you would have chosen this as a life path. Now, this doesn't mean that you're talented with your confidence and creativity. Absolutely and completely the opposite. You have the potential to be extremely creative and balanced in your confidence. But as part of your life path, this is the skills that you're here to develop. Okay, so I'm going to start with creativity. Okay, so in terms of the creative part, which I think is the real point of this life path, is to bring unique creative ideas into this world. Not to be like anyone else, but to be different and to bring that new idea, that message, product, business, whatever it may be, or even piece of art, to the world, to improve it in some way. I'll talk about the difficulties to do with uniqueness in a little while, otherwise I'm going to be jumping all over the place here. So you're a 1. So you are the 1, you are the beginning, you are the initiator. You're the trendsetter, the pioneer of new ideas. Everything starts with the 1, and the life path really does consider themselves the 1. You need to take your uniqueness and be confident in that and not to let it hurt your self-esteem or hold you back in any way. One of the important things as well, you're here to learn to be a manager and a leader, to take your idea forward and to do it independently and with determination. But your independence can work against you sometimes if you're a bit unbalanced and you're a bit aggressive. You can be a bit aggressive at times. But what you need to learn as a 1 is to be a bit less aggressive, more assertive, so that you can bring others together to bring fruition to your ideas. Because as I'll cover again in a bit, the life path 1 can't achieve everything on its own. So part of the life path 1 path is to be independent, but also learn how to bring others together to help bring their ideas into reality. Right, so of course you're meant to struggle. You're here to learn how to be creative and unique. So you're going to have associated difficulties with that as it's your life path. You could have blocked creativity because often the unique, eccentric side to the life path 1 can cause others to think you're a bit weird and maybe put you down, and, you know, linked to your weirdness is the possibility that your ideas are weird and useless. And, you know, that can affect your self-esteem. So instead of using your uniqueness as something to be ashamed of, your path is to take your uniqueness and use it to initiate something new. If you were the same as everyone else, you couldn't really be an initiator and a creator. You need to be different, or your eccentricities are needed with this sort of life path. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to initiate change on any level. So connected with that issue with uniqueness is, at first, you're going to feel a bit different and out of place. As you develop, you'll use that difference to your advantage, hence your creativity. And you need to see the value in your uniqueness, see the value in developing your groundbreaking, innovative ideas that inevitably are for the good of everybody else. But you are more of a selfish life path. You do a lot of the things you do for your own self-interest, for want of a better word. You are a creator at the end of the day, and whether you create positively or negatively, you'll always create. So, you know, you could create a plan to rob a bank, but that's not necessarily the most negative way to use your creativity. So you have this issue where you have to make sure that you are channeling all that massive creative energy in the correct direction, so that it doesn't become self-destructive to you as a person and everyone else around you. You are here to develop independence, and you have issues around that. You can either be overly independent and not let anybody help you, which is unbalanced, or you can be completely dependent, shrinking, violent, and everybody's got to help you with everything. What you're looking to do is to try and balanced independence. You know you need others, but you don't necessarily need to depend on them for everything. But the strong energy of the one can be a bit overly independent, self-absorbed in their own interests and ideas. But again, this comment here, you tend to lose momentum after the initial idea. This is the reason why you need to bring people together. A one needs a two, a three, a two to support, a three to express, a four to plan and build a good foundation. So it's important that the one pulls people together and balances that need for independence with that need for others' help. So the question that I would ask myself, or advise you as a life path one to ask yourself, is, how, you know, where am I unique? How best could I use my creativity to help others? Okay, it's a good question to ask yourself. Right, so the creativity though can be helped or certainly hindered by an unbalances in your confidence. So in the positive, when you're working good with your confidence, you confidently show your unique ideas. You constantly want to develop. You're always on the go. You don't like staying the same. You always want to keep going, look for the next thing, keep developing. Because of the immense energy of the one, you are passionate, you are determined, and you are a self-starter, dynamic, and you like getting things done. Driven, ambitious, forthright, unstoppable, really. This edge to your nature can make you a little bit aggressive at times, so you need to balance that. You're also here to learn to be a confident leader. A leader that isn't confident isn't going to have his people listening to him. You know, and you can't take a unique path if you haven't got the confidence to move forward at the end of the day. Personal power. The life path one has a lot of personal strength and power, and most of the time if they're unbalanced, they can be overly aggressive, demand, and almost tyrannical in their ways. Or on the other side, if they've got really low energy, they can be quite shy and retiring and have low confidence. But when you're using high energy, that great power brings with it responsibility, and you do need to balance that power and make sure that you're using it in a responsible way. Again, what I just said earlier, managing others is key to your life path, and gaining buy-in is also key. You know, that one, you can't stand alone. If you want to develop your uniqueness into this world to help yourself, really, you need to bring others on board. Ones are quite happy in the spotlight, especially if they're confident. They don't mind. They like accolades. They like people to know that they've done a good job. So connected with that is you're going to be a great innovator, entrepreneur, teacher, writer, coach, trainer, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I think the one can be involved in any corporation really and rise to the top if they've got the confidence and they're willing to push their creativity forward and develop their management skills, most definitely. Okay, but again, like with creativity, and as I touched on a moment ago, you can be quite insecure and believe that you're not good enough to move forward, that your unique idea is in some way weird and worth nothing, causing shyness, and you can then struggle to be heard. That unique thing needing approval from others is counterproductive for a unique person like you. To me, approval means that you're not really on your right path. People need to be a little bit, really? Otherwise, how are your ideas really getting out there? So again, with the idea of I'm missing one here. Feeling you don't fit in. Suppressed anger, definitely. If you've got too much energy when it comes to confidence, it can make you a little bit aggressive, and like I said, almost tyrannical. Many ones suppress it, but you've got a problem then. It can come bursting out at any time in one great big explosion, and if that happens, run. So again, these powerful choices you need to take responsibility for, as I've said earlier. And again, if we're not putting that creative energy into something productive, you're going to discharge that energy, and it's going to end up being discharged into addictions and, well, all sorts of things that you probably, I wouldn't really want to talk about. So what would be useful here for a life path one that's struggling with their confidence is you are good enough, and that's what you need to tell yourself. Think about what you're good at and really, really consider the value that you bring to this world. And it is a very, very high value, especially when you're bringing something new. So that's what you've got to tell the universe daily. Affirm your value as a person, and your ideas are worth listening to. Right, so, okay, so I've not got much to say about this one. Again, you're afraid. If you're balanced, you're quite assertive. I haven't talked about being on the balanced side of confidence. So if you're quite balanced when it comes to your confidence and creativity, you're not afraid to be assertive. You're not afraid to get things done. You're a doer. You're passionate. You want to push everything forward. But sometimes you can believe, because of your impatience to get things done, you can believe that, no one can get it done like me. There's no point in asking anyone else to do it because they just won't get it right. And as a manager, this is not good. Managers, they need to learn to delegate. So you need to learn to trust others to do a good job, and try and be maybe a little bit nurturing if you can, and help this person learn rather than just doing the job yourself. That just causes burnout, and it won't help you or your management at all. So aggressive and impatient, yeah, you can be, as I've already said. And if it gets too strong, you've got the potential to be quite tyrannical. I do know some life path ones, and I would not get in. I've seen one throw a tyrannical fit, and I wouldn't want to be in that person's path when they really kick off. Right, so it's not just about the one life path. You're not just a one. You are. There's 6 different ways to be the best one life path you can be. And if you look on the screen here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 life paths that all relate to the life path one. This one's the rarer of the few. There's not very many people with the 55-1 life path, but I have realised and worked out that it is a possible life path number. I'm going to go through these in order so you get a flavour of the type of one you are. Now, to explain in a little bit more detail, this is your life path on the far right hand side, and then on the left, these are your sub-lessons, or the tasks that you need, or the lessons that you need to complete or attain to be the best life path one you can be. For example, the 101, actually, I'm going to start with the 191 because this one needs a little bit more explaining. So, to be the best life path one that you can be, if you're a 191, is to use and ascertain the energy of the 9 and the 1. Now, the most important of these two numbers is the number furthest to the right. So I always go most important next, and then this one over here has the least influence anyway, but it is interlinked in the life path. So here, this person here needs to be a creative, independent life path 1. That will always be the main goal. But they need to do that by acting with integrity and adhering to spiritual laws and making sure they take care of others, which can be difficult for a life path 1. They love to be independent. And again here, the 1 intensifies the 1. So this one can be a tricky life path. So 6 different types, and I'm going to go through each one by one. So the life path 101. So because it's the most significant sub-lesson, I'm going to start with the 0. Now the 0 is a complex one. It's not a number energy in itself. The 0 serves to intensify the energy of the number to the left, making it a bit stronger, really, making the number to the left more, making it more of a focus, okay? It also brings with it some added abilities with your intuition and might give you a little bit more perceptiveness, for want of a better word. So I think the 101 is the purest form of life path 1, because you've got a 1 over here and a 0 to intensify the 1 over here. So I think this life path has the most energy to it, and I think the potential to be extremely aggressive and angry, or extremely low in self-esteem, like any one, but this one a little bit more so. So you're a 1, so you're here to learn to be a leader, create something unique, new and innovative with confidence. You know, you don't want to be a shrinking violet with these things. You're bringing something new. It's worth doing. But as we know, all the ideas exist. They're in the universe waiting to be channeled. You know, we take our ideas from the universe. They don't start here. And your added intuition and perceptions, if used correctly, will assist you to channel that unique vibration that will really make a difference in this world. So, as I've said, the 1 energy, you've got the potential to be quite extremely, to be quite aggressive, angry, almost tyrannical, more so than maybe some of the other sub-lessons in the life path, hard in their leadership and can be quite cutting towards others. But in the positive, you know, if the 101 listens to their inner knowing and intuition, they'll be more balanced in their confidence, which make them assertive and productive rather than tyrannical or a shrinking violet. It's about getting that balance. Right, I think I've finished with this one, so I'm going to look to the next one now. Now this is the 191. So with this life path, you're still a life path 1, so you're still here to create innovative, unique ideas. But you do it slightly differently with this life path. You're not a 101, you're a 191. And the most significant number here is the 9. Now the 9 must act with integrity, to ethics, to, spiritual laws, higher than the laws we have in this world, you know, our societal laws, fundamental spiritual laws, which then is all about being to the benefit of others. So in the strongest vibration of the nine is the humanitarian. The nine looks after people. And the nine does everything with good intention. But again, like that continuum, it can swing both ways. The nine can also be the worst in society. They can act like they want to do good, but actually underneath they're totally self-serving, and they will stamp on you to get where they need to go. But that's only in the negative side. So don't worry, 191s, you know, you have great potential. So again, a nine working in its positive means you're a creative business leader, an innovator, and also a philanthropist. So you may use what you make in your success in this world to be quite quite philanthropic to others and in your higher vibration, okay? And the one, of course, again, intensifies that independence of the one life path. So the divergent here is the nine. And so, concluding this one, if you're a positive 191, you're a leader, a creator, and a powerful initiator, the life path 1, but you do it by spiritual laws, ethics, and ideals regarding the care and consideration of others. So you create, but you do it to help other people. In the negative, though, when a 191 is in the negative, because the 1 can be selfish, and the 9 can accentuate that, because the 9 has the possibility to be completely unbalanced. And instead of caring for others, they completely want, it's all for them. You know, they're here for them. And if you add to that the 1 energy of independence and self-serving, you can have the potential of being an opposite to a humanitarian, totally self-serving and out for your own needs. And you will, as I've put here, if in the negative, trample all over people to get to the top. And the problem with that is you'll end up at the top all by yourself. And remember that 1, they need others around them, whether they want them or not. Okay. So moving to the 281. So again, we're still at the life path 1. We're still needing to be creative, unique, independent, innovative, but we do it using the 8 most significantly and the 2. So I'm going to start with the 8, the most significant sub-lesson. So with the 8, to be the best 1 you can be, you need to overcome issues relating to money. You know, you could either be money obsessed or have none of it at all. Have issues with abundance. You could be very successful, or you could be living on the streets. You know, it's all about dealing with money, abundance, and worldly success, as well as issues relating to your personal power. Are you a hard ass, a shrinking violet, or are you balanced? Do you command respect just by being in a room? That's when you're balanced. And status, you might consider status to have more importance than really necessary. In the positive, the 281, you can be extremely positive extremely successful in this world. The mix of the 1 and the 8 is good for worldly success and business. So you have the potential to climb really high in society and be quite rich and powerful. But you need to be assertive, a go-getter, productive, not tyrannical, or allow people to walk all over you. Remember that balance, okay? Use your power in a balanced way, because you do, as a 281, you have a lot of power, okay? So when you're in the positive, you'll use your material success, which is the energy of the 8, and your affluence to help others. That's the 8 in you. Which is then intensified and supported by the compassionate energy of the 2. So The 2 and the 8 might, well, definitely will bring the needs of others into your life path. So you might be a little bit, in fact, definitely a bit less selfish than the average 1. You consider other people's needs and development, and you quite like working as part of a team, but the 8 here is the more powerful one. Okay, so take care to consider others and not use your personal power for negativity or let people walk all over you. If you have low energy and low personal power, as I've put here, just take care not to be walked on yourself. In a balanced situation, when you enter the room, you would command the respect of others just by your demeanour. But that's what you're working towards as a 281. So don't worry if you're a 281 and you feel that you don't have those skills. If you had them already, there would be much point. You know, you're here on this earth to learn. Right, next one, 371. So the first significant sub-lesson for the 37-1. Again, to be the best one you can be, to be the most creative, innovative one that you can be, you need to have trust and have faith that the universe has got your back. Trust your intuition and inner knowing, and know that situations that happen to you, whether things go wrong or whether things go right, they're actually there to teach you something. However much trouble they cause you, there will be learning that comes from that. So if you were to mix the 7 and the 1 energy, I think they can both be quite antisocial, as the 7 is the loner, and the 1 doesn't really need people. But when you put the 3 in the mix, that'll add a little bit more, water down that and bring a bit more social and fun to your life path. But the most powerful of those 2 numbers is the 1 and then the 7. So as I've just gabbled on, the significance of the 3 energy brings a sub-lesson related to your verbal and artistic creativity and an ability to socialise and network with ease. So to be the best life path that you can be, mixing them both together, you've got to trust your intuition. You've got to trust your inner soul. Trust the universe, that your soul and the universe, they've got your back. Everything will be all right. But in the meantime, expressing your creativity, because trusting the universe will give you the confidence to trust your creativity and express yourself, to inspire, teach and delight. So just to final with the 371, the life path 1, you're extremely independent, as I've said before, which can be exacerbated by the 7 sub-lesson, which can, the 37-1 has the potential to be a loner, most definitely, because the 1 can be a loner and the 7 as well, and they're the 2 most powerful numbers there. You can be far too independent to accept help from others at times. But as I've said, the weaker sub-lesson, the 3 energy, if used well, can work to water down that independent streak, loners, and make you more receptive to others. Okay, 461. So again here, you mustn't forget, we're still working with the life path of the 1. The main goal is innovation, uniqueness, creativity, independence. Get things started, bring something new to this world. But you do it with the energy of the 6, with most influence, and the 4. So the 6 energy is the first and most significant sub-lesson, as I've said. So to be the best one you can be, you need to be a little bit less idealistic. Your 1s tend to be quite realistic and pragmatic. But you can also, as a 461, be a little bit idealistic and expect something that's not really practical. So you're here to learn to be a life path 1 that accepts that ideals and perfection doesn't actually exist. Or you could think it's already perfect. Everything's perfect just the way it is. Again, working with this is the slightly lesser energy of the 4, which means as well as reconciling the energy of your ideals and being more realistic, you need to take that realism and use it to achieve stability and security by following a planned process towards your goals. So realism and a plan or a process. So to be the best life path 1 you can be, you need to throw away your ideals, pull in, be realistic. What is realistically possible here? And then take those realistic ideas and form a plan which is achievable and, not airy-fairy. So in the life path 1, you have a tendency not to trust others to get the job done. As I said on my other slides, you can sometimes think no one can do it like me, which can be exacerbated by the 6. The idealistic nature of the 6 can make them not only judge themselves but judge others as well, and it's easy for the 6 and the 1 actually to judge others quite harshly and think, oh, I'm just going to do it myself. So when you mix this judgmental 6 with the workaholic tendency of the 4, because they like to always be working and moving forward, you can, it will cause you to not trust others. So the mix of the workaholic and judgmental of others, you're just going to do everything yourself, and you have got the potential of burning yourself out and, not being as close as you need to others. Because remember, you can't do this on your own ones. You need others on board. You want to be independent, you want to do it all yourself, but unfortunately that won't work. So you've got to achieve a balance there, as I've said. Right, this is the rare one. I've calculated that there's only a few dates in the last goodness knows how many years that somebody is born a 55-1. You'd have to be born on the 22nd day of the 11th month and have a 22 year in order to be a 55. So this isn't luckily, actually, this isn't a life path that comes up often, because this is the energy of the double 5. And this is really difficult. It's not considered a master number because, I don't think really this could be quite difficult to actually master or do the double energy of discipline. It can cause you to swing instead of being balanced. So I'll explain myself there a little bit better. So again, it's not it's not a master energy, and it's tricky to achieve the energy of a double number. So to be the best, most unique, innovative, independent, creative life path 1 you can be, your 55-1 energy needs you to find inner freedom through discipline. This is your big key word, discipline. So on the continuum, you could be balanced in your discipline, or you can be off on one tangent, so undisciplined that you never set down roots anywhere, you never follow anything through, you're from one thing to another, plans just don't work for you, you just don't commit anywhere. The archetypal constant traveling hobo, don't follow through on anything, which, as you can imagine, doesn't help you a great deal in life. Or you can be so disciplined that, you just put your total focus on this one thing, which has its own problems to deal with. So balanced discipline. Focus on one topic, and instead of scratching the surface over many adventures and activities, because the 5, they just love change. They love to do loads of different things. They love adventure. They love travel. They just want to do everything. So they scratch the surface of so many things, but they never achieve depth of experience. But if they're a life path 5, that is really what that is. If you're a life path 5, or you have 5s in your sub-lessons, or even in your expression number or any other number, learning something with focus and depth of experience to achieve freedom is going to be key for you. Okay, to work with the 55 sub-lesson, you must become a specialist, and more so with a double 5 in my view. You must focus on one topic with discipline. Knowing something to the point of specialism can only assist you in being innovative and unique within your specialism. So to know something in such a specialized way can be useful to the 1, because it can take that specialism, and only when you know everything there is to know about something can you really be the best creator in the world. You can take the good out of everything that you've studied and focused on and use it to your advantage to create something new. Okay, so they can work together well. Just being careful not to be so disciplined that there's nothing else in your life and your relationship suffers, or so undisciplined that you just never commit to anyone, and again your relationships will suffer, and you're either too strong on one side or totally unfocused and you never achieve anything. So to finish this one, the 5 energy, it's all about change. It's all about unexpected events and adventure, travel, going here, there and everywhere, seeing different things. And this makes it difficult for you to commit and follow through on everything, more so if you're 55 and you're unbalanced in that way. You may spend all your time scratching the surface of lots of different experiences, going here, there, and where, like a hobo, never committing to one person, career, activity. And that's not achieving your path. You need to have some discipline. So to be that life path 1, the best life path you can be, you need a specialism, and that's especially important for the life path 55-1. And that's probably why it's so rare, because I wouldn't want to be a 55-1. So right, okay, I really hope you've enjoyed the information in my video today. If you like my video, click that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in some of my videos that are coming. It will keep you up to date with my latest posts. To do that, you can hit the bell icon. So subscribe, hit the bell icon, and that will keep you up to date with my latest posts. I'm going to do the life path 2 next. I'm going to go all the way through the life paths to the master life paths. And then I have ideas for other things. So it would be useful for you to hit that bell icon, because I'm planning to post quite regularly. It won't be every night all the time, life gets in the way, but I will post as often as I can. Also, don't forget my Soul Explorer website. There isn't a huge amount on there yet. There's only a little bit, but you can contact me through that. And I will be adding more content as I get more and more things done. I have a Soul Explorer page on Facebook, which you could take a look at and follow me. Instagram, I'm on. Follow me, LinkedIn and Twitter. I'm a social media person now. I post on every one, so you don't need to be on every one. You can just choose one, and I post to it regularly, daily at the moment, and I hope to continue doing that. So it's been really great talking to you today. I hope that I've given you comprehensive information on the Life Path 1. But, email me or, put some comments below, or questions if you have any questions or comments. And I'm going to put in the description box a link to my first video, so that if you haven't worked out your life path number yet, you can do it and use my video. And then when your life path comes up, I will do a video on it. Okay, so again, I'm gabbling as I usually do. So I'm going to sign off now, and hoping to see you guys soon for my Life Path 2 video. Bye.